Imagine a world where the very air you breathe is laced with the scent of fear and oppression. This is not a dystopian novel. This is the ancient land of Egypt, where the Israelites have been enslaved for generations. The Pharaoh, a man of iron will and unyielding tyranny, has turned the lives of these people into a living nightmare. But amidst this darkness, a beacon of hope emerges, a promise of deliverance that will change the course of history. This is the story of the Exodus, a tale of blood, fire, and the indomitable human spirit. The Hebrew word matzot is a term that carries a deep and profound significance, often translated as unleavened bread. This term actually describes a type of flatbread that can be prepared quickly, without the need for leavening. In the biblical narrative, this bread is not just a simple food item. It is a symbol of haste, urgency, and the immediate need for action. When Lot serves matzot to the mysterious guests in Genesis 19, the implication is clear. This is a food that can be prepared and consumed in a hurry, a food for those who must be ready to leave at a moment's notice. This theme of urgency is echoed in the Exodus story, where the Israelites are commanded to bake and eat matzot as they prepare to flee from Egypt. The flatbread is a tangible reminder of the speed and decisiveness required in the face of impending danger. The command to roast the Passover lamb over an open fire, rather than boiling it, is another example of the ritual's deep symbolic meaning. Fire roasting is an ancient method of cooking, one that predates the use of pots and other cooking utensils. This method is associated with a kind of purity and simplicity, a return to a more primal and unadulterated form of preparation. The act of roasting the lamb over an open flame is not just a culinary choice. It is a ritual that connects the Israelites to their ancestral roots, to a time when their lives were simpler and their connection to the divine was more immediate. The absence of leaven in the bread and the use of fire to cook the lamb both serve to emphasize the purity and urgency of the moment, a moment when the Israelites are on the cusp of a new beginning. The blood on the doorposts is perhaps the most powerful symbol in the entire Exodus narrative. The Hebrew word mashit refers to the destroyer, a terrifying entity that would pass through Egypt, taking the lives of the firstborn. The blood on the doorposts was not just a mark of protection. It was a sign of faith and obedience. By smearing the blood of the lamb on their doorposts, the Israelites were declaring their trust in God's promise to deliver them. This act of faith was not just a personal testament. It was a communal declaration of identity. The blood on the doorposts marked the homes of the Israelites as belonging to God, as part of a chosen people who were about to be set free. The Exodus is a story of transformation, a journey from slavery to freedom. The rituals and symbols associated with the Passover are not just historical artifacts. They are living reminders of a people's struggle and triumph. The flatbread, the roasted lamb, and the blood on the doorposts are all part of a larger narrative of redemption. They are the physical manifestations of a deeper spiritual reality, a reality that speaks of the power of faith, the importance of community, and the enduring hope of a better future. In the end, the Exodus is not just a story of the past. It is a story that continues to resonate in the present. It is a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope, a promise of deliverance. The blood of the lamb, the fire of the roasting, and the flatbread of haste are all symbols that point to a greater truth. That freedom is not just a physical state, but a spiritual one. And that the journey from slavery to freedom is one that each of us must undertake in our own lives. The Exodus story is a powerful reminder that the road to freedom is not easy, but it is always worth the journey. The blood of the Lamb is the blood of freedom, and it is a symbol that continues to inspire and guide us today. In the end, the blood on the doorposts, the fire-roasted lamb, and the hastily prepared flatbread are not just ancient rituals. They are timeless symbols of faith, community, and the enduring hope of freedom. The Exodus is a story that continues to speak to us, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a path to liberation.